What's up guys, it's XRAYZ and welcome to a new episode of Behind the Horror. Today we're going to be taking a look at episode 4, the Riese horror. There's actually a really big story behind the actual making and the inspiration behind Riese, also known as the Factory. Now before I actually jump into the details, I want to really quickly mention to you guys that if you guys could slap a like and a favorite on this video. A lot of research did go into this one, and it's honestly one of the most interesting episodes of Behind the Horror. It's not as creepy, but it's definitely really informative, and honestly I think that this one deserves a like and a favorite. So if you guys could get this video to over 1,500 likes, that would be absolutely amazing. But with that being said, let's talk about Riese. Now Riese is set in a factory, obviously, and we have our four main characters returning once again. We have Richtofen, Tank Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takiao. And all four of them are basically in this factory again trying to survive for their lives, zombies coming after them, but they have a couple of new perks coming at them. First of all, they have this new teleporter, and the teleporter basically teleports them to this room that allows them to get this new upgrade for their weapon known as the Pack-a-Punch. It allows your weapon to shoot this red laser type ammo out of it, and it just does a ton of work. Now, it also gives us our first glimpse into the teleporter and a little bit into the actual story. Now, Riese, also known as the Giant, is the originator. It's the location where zombies were created. Now, Riese had a lot of purposes, one of them being to create weapons and super weapons used in order to try to help Germany win the war against the Allied forces. And it was also where Element 115 was being used to experiment on humans, which eventually created zombies. Now, with the little details and stuff out of the way on the map, let's talk about the inspiration. And the inspiration for this actually came from an actual project, an actual underground bunker that was created in order to work on secret project, which to this day no one knows exactly what was done there. There's only speculation and info from writers, from Polish writers and authors who claim to have had information, the inside scoop if you will. So without any further ado, let's jump into the actual story, Riese, the actual location. During World War II, there was a huge advancement in technology, and it came at a very fast growth. Surprisingly, many of these innovations were pioneered by researchers working under the Nazi regime. Termed Wunderwaffe or Wonder Weapons, these projects range from the relatively standard various U-boat designs to the outlandish rattle tanks weighing over 1,000 tons, to the positively ridiculous, like an orbiting parabolic mirror that would focus sunlight on concentrated points on the Earth. But nothing can top what was supposedly done in the Wenceslas mine in southern Poland. In 1943, the Silesian Industrial Company was established as a front or operating name for an immense tunnel work project beneath the lower Sicilia region. Miles of shafts and caverns were excavated, and narrow rail lines were installed along the telephone lines and other amenities. This undertaking was performed by the slave laborers from various concentration camps and later renamed Project Riese. Not much is known about the project or what the caverns were used for. Many still have massive pieces of equipment like dams, culverts, and immense hydraulic devices whose purposes remain unknown. Project Riese consisted of 7 subterranean complexes, some mapped and explored, many collapsed and completely unexplored. Of these, the facility within Wenceslas mine has proven to be the most enigmatic. The mine was not, in itself, a construct of Project Riese. Instead, it had been constructed as a mine prior to the war and was taken over by the SS. The complex housed an ammunition plant above ground and a large mine work below. What happened in these tunnels is still primarily a matter of conjecture. Polish journalist and historian Igor claims to have had access to transcripts of the interrogations. He claims that these documents shown to him by an anonymous Polish intelligence operative tell of a device called Die Glocke, or the bell. This device was supposedly very powerful and caused the deaths of many researchers and test subjects. Die Glocke was reportedly a bell-shaped object, hence the name, roughly 9 feet wide and 15 feet tall. Within it were 2 counter-rotating cylinders filled with mysterious compound known as Serum 525. This compound was a violet metallic fluid similar to mercury, carefully stored in vacuum-sealed lead-lined flasks. When the device was activated, a curious blue glow could be seen and a loud buzz would be heard. Massive quantities of electricity were fed into the bell from enormous trunk cables dropping into it from above. This comes up again in the discussion of a structure known as the hinge, or specifically a large vent supposedly located by researchers Nick Cook and Igor. Some reports mention an unusual metallic taste in the mouth, headaches, and neural disruptions among workers. This, along with reports that the device was covered in ceramic insulation, has led to speculation that the bell emitted large amounts of ionized radiation. Cook goes on to say that in 1944 tests were performed on organic tissue. These tests resulted in crystals forming within tissue, with fluids gelling and separating. Another site is often referred to along with the Die Glocke. Near the facility, which is commonly called the Riese, there is a large concrete structure often called the hinge or the Flytrap. It is a large concrete ring supported by 12 concrete pillars with traces of camouflage paint still visible. The estimated diameter is 90 feet. Nearby, a vent shaft containing massive cables snake upwards from underground. Speculation abounds to the purpose of this structure. Some believe it to be a cooling tower, others a testing facility for vertical takeoff vehicles, and many think it was connected to the bell somehow, possibly for anti-gravity devices. Not much hard evidence exists as to what happened to Die Glocke after the war. It may have gone to the United States as part of a deal with the SS. It could have gone to a Nazi-friendly nation in South America with escaping officers. Many believe it lies at the bottom of an abandoned collapsed mineshaft in southern Poland. One solid fact that has been learned from the captured documents about the project is this: Rich High Command had designated the project as decisive to the war. Most other secret projects, notably the V-series rockets, were called important to the war. The fate of the researchers assigned to the project is unknown as well, with some claiming all 62 were executed by the SS to avoid their secret falling into Soviet hands. What Die Glocke actually did is highly contested. Nick Cook speculated that it was designed to harness zero-point energy, which is incredibly complicated in explanation, but in practice essentially means free energy. Others believe it to have been used to create some sort of atomic bomb. And there's even some speculation among some of the communities that state that the bell was a time travel device or an anti-gravity generator, and link this to the sighting of UFOs over Poland during the war. So as you guys can tell, Der Riese was an actual place. There's no really any idea, but we see little things that are mentioned that are within these, different authors, these different writers and researchers that say that they use some kind of weird liquid to create a radiation, and that apparently this thing not only allowed you to maybe travel in time, not only created anti-gravity, but that it possibly also allowed you to see time. Albert Einstein said that time travel was impossible, but that time viewing is possible. So there's a lot of speculation. Could have been like a teleporter, a time machine of sorts, an anti-gravity machine. There's really no info, and there's only a bunch of speculation and just a ton of research that went into it, but no conclusive answer. And a lot of the things that you see within the actual details of these scripts, these transcripts, these authors, is the stuff that you see in the Riese in the multiplayer. We got the teleporter or the time travel machine. We got the hinge, which is a secret location within the map as well, where we see the pillars and the big round ring. And there's just a ton of stuff that is in the story that is used in Der Riese as well. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Behind the Horror. If you did, remember to slap a like and a favorite. This one took quite a bit of research and info to dig up, so if you guys enjoyed, remember to slap a like. If we can get 1,500 likes, that would be absolutely amazing. But anyways, guys, if you guys are new and you enjoy zombie content, then make sure to subscribe. I do upload zombie videos every single Saturday, so make sure to sub up so you won't miss a video. And I do upload a ton of different variety throughout the week as well, including Battlefield 4, Titanfall, as well as regular Call of Duty multiplayer videos. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'm XRAYZ, I'm out. Peace.